episode was actually the best episode thus far. There was no fighting going on in this episode. I mean, fist fighting, arguing, all that. But it got to the bottom of why all this madness was popping up. So the opening scene opens up with Miko and her husband Brett, Asia and her husband Channing. Okay, so we're all still at Asia's open house on her $7 million listing, and this is where this is the place they decide to confront each other as to why Miko and Channing basically hate each other. I mean, let's just get down to the nitty gritty, okay? They don't like each other. And Miko's blaming everybody else except the culprit. She's blaming the kids, she's blaming Asia, she should be blaming Channing. So finally, we got the show-off scene, the showdown, okay? So, Miko starts out by saying, you've been going around talking about me. You've been saying really mean things about me. He says, well, what did I say? She was like, you said I wasn't very good at my job. And he said, you're not. This boy is very arrogant. You're not. And because if you were good at your job, you would have a job. There's 4 radio stations in Miami. You got fired from one. No one else picked you up. Now, Brett, okay, listen. Ouch. Now, I'm not saying what you're not saying isn't true. Maybe the girl really does suck. And, is fully not aware of it. But, it's kind of harsh just to tell her up front in her face, and even worse to announce it on your radio station. But Miko, you're forgetting a couple things. Like, while Channing's, kind of like an insensitive dick, I can't think of another word for him. He may be telling the truth, okay? He may be telling the truth. He had some interesting points. No one else hired you. And we all know in the entertainment business, you put talent before anything because that's where you make your coins. I mean, you could be like, I don't know, a serial 3 rapist, but if you bring the radio station dollars, they might overlook it. So he kind of has a point. I feel bad for you because there's a couple things going on. Number one is, this is entertainment. People have opinions, and they have nasty, harsh opinions, and they don't watch how they frame it. They don't give a damn about your feelings. I'm sorry, it just hurts. Ouch, but it's the truth. You have to have thick skin, Miko. You can't talk anyone into being your friend. You can't worry about what anyone says, and you can't go around making enemies because somebody said something mean about you. You have to act like you don't hear it. Now, Brett has it down pat. Your husband was sitting there acting as if he didn't understand what in the world was going on. He just sat there quietly. Then he says, well, listen, this could be, I don't talk much, but this is kind of water under the bridge. No one's going to change their opinions. Let's just move on. You can look at this several kind of ways. Like, he didn't stand up for his wife. Or he was being the better businessman, still being a football player, and making sure he doesn't make too many enemies. So you gotta jump on board. And Miko, out of everyone in this episode, Miko had the worst time this episode. I mean, it was really bad for her. It was brutal. So not only did Channing tell her she sucked at her job, and she probably's not gonna get another one until your talent level improves. Then after the fight, you have Kelly Jones, Julius Jones. Julius was a phenomenal player. We'll get to him later. Kelly comes over and says, I'm sorry. But Kelly has the mildest temper of the cast. Her and Julius actually have the least drama-filled life. They're actually really good people. They're like a little bit like Mary Poppins. You know the type. It's a rare breed. I didn't think people like you guys exist anymore, but you're the 1% of the population. So Kelly comes over and says, I want to apologize, Miko. I prejudged you because Kiafa was my friend, and she said some really mean things about you. She called you a backstabber, something like this, and I apologize. First of all, who does that? No. no. Listen, Kelly, you're going to get yourself kicked off the show really, really quick. This is not how reality TV works. You cannot go around being decent, honest person. This doesn't work. Well, that doesn't work. And you really can't go around calling yourself out. You can't be like, I made a mistake. No, you have to move on as if it didn't happen. You should have just went up to her and be like, hi, and just started a fresh new conversation. So when Miko gets the news that, you know, Kiafa's been talking about her behind her back, instead of appreciating Kelly's honesty, she decides to set up an appointment with Kiafa herself. Oh, I wish people could hear through the TV. I was like, this is not a good move. This is not a good move. Okay, you know, life isn't fair, Miko. You have to figure this out. It's not fair. You've got class structures. You know, you've got, you know, rules to society. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry. And unfortunately, in your society, Kiafa is top dog. You know, Michael Vick, Brett Grimes. You know, Michael Vick. Yeah, the camera loves Michael. He's forever in the news. He's a huge popular person, dog beatings or not. You know, he's a phenomenal player. He has a huge fan base. Sorry, Brent. This is just the truth. You have to watch how you approach Kiafa, okay? And your approach, well, it just kind of stung. You know, unfortunately, everything you said to her was true. She expects people to kiss her ass. You know, it's disgusting. But it's just how it is. And unfortunately, I'm one of the ass kissers. I like Kiafa. I think she's dead wrong the way she treats people. But there's something about this chick that I like. I mean, and it's all shallow things. I like her house. I love her makeup game. Her hair game is on point. You know, but, you know, I'm just a normal person in society. You know, most people in society are like me. So Miko sets up an appointment with Kiafa, and she says, you know, I heard you've been saying this about me, and Kiafa says yes. Kiafa's a really prissy little bee. She's a prissy little bee. She says, how can you say that about me? I thought we were friends. And she said, what? Kiafa said, what made you think we were friends? She said, I came to your house. And Kiafa's like, I have tons of parties. That doesn't make you my friend. Kiafa was being so rude and such, you know, diva behavior. This was diva behavior. But unfortunately, if you want to get on her good side, you have to do what you're accusing everybody else is doing. If you don't lick her, she wants nothing to do with you. You know, you should have came in and been like, you know, I misjudged you. You know, I thought you were this person. You're not. You're the best. I'm the worst. That's the only way you could be Kiafa Vick's friend. I mean, sorry. I mean, after the humiliation that Miko got with Kiafa Vick, you would think she would be over it. Like, I'm done kissing A's. You know, I'm done. You know, I need to just be myself and hit restart. You know, that's not what she decided to do. What she decided to do was set up a meeting with, oh my gosh, I'm going blank here. She decided to set up an appointment with Geneva. Now, Geneva's good friends with Kiafa, and Miko wants to make sure that her and Geneva's relationship does not suffer because of Kiafa. This was a very dumb idea. You know, I honor what you're doing in theory, but you know, you have to live by the rules of society, okay? You're not going to turn Geneva against Kiafa, and you're not going to have Geneva look at you and judge you as a person without Kiafa's rule, because she wants to stay Kiafa's friend, and you know, you have to be an a-hole kisser to remain Kiafa's friend. But you know, so she's talking to her and she says, you know, I don't want our relationship to be affected by Kiafa. And right away, Geneva says, Kiafa's my best friend. Like, what part didn't you get? You know, that would have been a sign for me to back off, but you kept going. It was like, you know, you just kept hitting your head against the wall. I felt bad. Every step of the way during this conversation, Miko's not getting a clue. She thinks she can talk Geneva into remaining her friend. Then she ends the scene with inviting Geneva to her and her husband's 7th anniversary party. But before we get to Miko's 7th anniversary party, Kiafa Vick decided to have a gender revealing party because she's pregnant and she wanted to have a party, and during the party she would find out what the sex of the babies is. Now, Stacey was not invited to this. Like, Queen Bee, she's done with Stacey. So, we cannot expect them to be together for a lot of scenes unless, it involves, arguing. I mean, I'm just saying. So, but what caught my attention at this baby gender reveal party is that Michael Vick definitely wants a son. And he's not hiding it. He was like being very brash about it. He was like, I already have a lot of women in my life, including all my dogs and all my animals, this female, I want a male. Like, he wasn't even being cautious just in case he had a girl. Like, he wants the girl to know, I'll accept you since you're here, but I really wanted a boy. This is the vibe he was giving off. It was madness. I mean, I've never seen anybody so upfront. So thank God when they finally revealed the damn gender of the baby, it was a boy, or, that boy was gonna have a heart attack. I mean, don't you know the art of being gentle? So of course Julius and Kelly came to the party. Well, these people I really like them. I don't know what they're doing on the show, but I really like them. So Julius, who is he was a great athlete, reveals to Vic how he doesn't want his children to play football because it damages your body. Now, I've never heard a football player, let alone a good football player, say, tell the truth that, the game is grueling on your body. I mean, that was just good to hear, because they always try to cover up the CTE thing, business over health. So it was good to hear. And it was good to hear him not force football down his son's throat. I thought that was very admirable. The final scene is Miko's 7th anniversary party, where she didn't invite Kiafa, but she invited Stacey. So, because remember, I said the girls are split up into teams, and even though she invited Geneva was a no-show. So instead of going to the anniversary party, Geneva decided to stay home with her husband, which was a good idea, because now all of a sudden, Asante wants to be a boxer. And so it's dangerous. So this episode, he had a hematoma in his nose, which made him didn't breathe. I mean, he might be on some kind of suicide mission. There's absolutely no way Geneva could not pick a side, because Kiafa has set rules, either lick my egg or we're done. And so, I don't know why you're upset. You just need to move on with your life and totally focus on, upping your talent in the radio industry. I'm not the one that said, you're not that talented. It was Channing. I mean, but what if he's right? You might need to work on it. I'm just saying. So that's what happened this episode. This episode wasn't full of drama, like fist fighting, arguing, knocking over tables. It was more giving us a reason for their behavior. So I really, really enjoyed it, because now it's nice to know why people are fighting. Like, I need answers. I just can't have people fighting. I need reasons to why they're fighting. So I got those answers this week. But you know what that means? I don't think the fighting's over with. That means I'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time. Bye.